Magado, Akasui Code. Today we'll be continuing to discuss programming challenges and learn Python. In this video, we're just going to continue with some of the Hackerrank string problems. So before I get started into the Python different ways to format strings, I'm going to show a quick Java example just to kind of show you the difference. It'll kind of make sense in the end. So if this was Java, when I make a string, I would have to declare string name equals, let's say, Alice. So that is a string in Java. You could do int age equals 25 for an age. But if you were to go to do a string and print out some information or a sentence that includes that, this is how you'd have to do it. So first you'd have to do this long thing of system out print line. But then inside you'd have to put my name is, and then you'd have to put a comma, and then a plus, and then you'd put the name plus, and then you'd have to put another string, and I am plus age plus another string, years old. And it's kind of annoying that you have to do this in Java. So that was the old Java way. In the newer Java ways, you could do it a bit differently. So we'll still just have to put this print line here. But we could do string dot format, and then inside of there we could do my name is. There's a certain format of when you use the percent sign to indicate that you want to replace this with a string. S is for string, and I am for numbers. We put a D for digit, years old, and then after that you would just pass in the arguments. So for example, name, age, and that's how it would look in Java with the regular string format, which is still not as good or as quick as it could be. But this is how you do something similar in Python. Let's see here. So actually, what I'm going to do is start with let's just start with a list. So we'll have a list of names. I'm going to comment these out because these obviously aren't going to run because this is not Java. So names equal Benjamin and Gracie, and then there is a string method that what we can do here is cap names equals. We'll use a string or not a string. It's a list here. N dot the function is called capitalize. Capitalize, if I could spell it. List comprehension here for n in names dot split. So this is just taking the list of names and splitting it. But for every single name in this string, it's going to capitalize it so the first letter is uppercase. So we'll just have that get out of the way. But we'll also grab a number int input. What is your favorite number? And we'll just print num. We'll just start with that for now. Let's hit F5. What is your favorite number? 7. And then it just literally prints out 7. All right, so next we can do something similar with what we did with the Java example and using these. So rather than just printing out 7, we could do the same way. My favorite number is percent sign %D for the number, and then we can actually just do percent sign num, and then that will do the same thing. So if we refresh this, what's favorite number 7? Now it says my favorite number 7 because it takes this value, which is the number we entered, and it just replaces the D here, %D, with the actual number for the string. So that's, of course, for integers. What we could also do, let's say we have pi equals 3.14159. I'm not going to put any more digits in that. That's okay for now. And then we can print, let's see, the value of pi is about, and then rather than doing D for just digit, we can just put F, which is for float, which is floats are basically floating point, which has decimals. So we can just do that, and then if we put $sign, or not $sign, %sign, pi, our variable, that will print out pi, favorite number 7, and then the value of pi is about 3.14159. It looks like it did add an extra 0 there. So we can also make that shorter if we want. So let's just change this to, we'll add a 2 before it, like this. We'll actually do 0.2, and the 0.2 is basically how many decimal places you want. So in this case, it's going to change this number to only have 2 decimal places. So let me just add some space, hit F5. That's not what I wanted, but that's okay. So we'll hit 7. Now, of course, it only shows 2 decimal places instead of having a bunch. So a lot of times if you're using like, currency or something, you only want 2 decimal places rather than having a bunch of, trailing numbers in, whatever currency you're using. And if you want, we can do the same thing with multiple values as well. So kind of back to the names here. First, we'll just print out, just to show you, cap names. I'll just comment this stuff for now so we don't have to type it in every time. I realize I spelled Benjamin, not a big deal. But as you can see, it's still capitalized the name. It only does the first letter instead of, the entire thing. So that's good when you're dealing with names or nouns in general. Also, what else do we want here for this example? Let's see. Oh, there's, as I've showed in other videos, we can also use the F method as well. So hello, rather than having a % being replaced by the actual variable, we can actually just type it inside of these brackets here. So we'll just do cap names. This, of course, is always a list because of the list comprehension. So we can index that, get index 0, which is going to return the first name in the list, which in this case is Benjamin. So hello, Benjamin. Your favorite number. I guess we do need that number back, actually. Favorite number is, and then we'll do another one, num. So we'll just grab this back here like this. So when we run that, what's your favorite number? 7. It is being strange because, why is it being strange? Let me just close this and reopen it. Okay. Hello, Benjamin. Your favorite number is 7. It's the same result as the previous way, but we just have it with the F at the very beginning. And this is called string interpolation. It just allows you to put the variables directly into the string, which makes it a bit easier to write. And of course, we can put multiple things or as many as we want in there as well. So one other thing that I can do is, there's another string method called find. So let's say we have hobby input, ask a question, what is your hobby? Now we have a variable for that, and then message equals, we'll do the format again, hello, cap names. Let's just do one instead. It's good to know you like or you enjoy, and then we'll just put in the hobby here. I guess I don't need that. And then we could just we can print out the message. But what we're going to do instead is find the position inside the string. So let's say we have a string here, and we want to find where something is inside the string. So hobby location equals, we'll get the message. The message is a string, and it has a built-in function called find. So then we can just pass in the hobby itself, and this is going to return the index of where this is inside the message. So it should, well, we'll just print that out actually and see where this is. So print f your hobby happy. Hobby, if I can type, is at position, and then we'll just type hobby location here. Where is this? Where is expected? I think that's there. 7 coding. So coding, your hobby's at position 42. So this gets converted to a string, and this starts at position 42. So if you have a string like this, we'll just message 2 equals that, and then we'll do message 2 coding. It's at position -1 because the way that the string is set up. But yeah, that's just basically where you find how you can search a string in order to find basically a substring. So now to go over to the Hackerrank problems. This does cover a number of different problems, but I wanted to add them into one single video because the Hackerrank problems are pretty short. So one of the problems is capitalize, which, like I said, it just basically takes all of the separate words and capitalizes the first letter of each one. The next one is this kind of string formatting. And then the other one is using the find command. Was there anything else I wanted to add to this? I guess one other thing that I can quickly mention, if I just delete this, we'll just copy this for a second. I believe it's done like this. If you do it like that, similar with this, we could do string dot format, and then we can type in our values here, and then num. I believe that would, it's either includes these numbers or not. Let me just double check. Right, so it still showed the same thing. These two are returning the exact same. So you can put it with the F where it's included in the string directly, or you can just use the format function and just like pass in the variables directly into the function. So now for these Hackerrank problems, this one is pretty straightforward. It's just asking you to write a string that includes this. So we can print F, and then this will be, let's see, getting the first name and the last name. So first, last, let's quickly run that. All right, cool, that one is done. We'll submit it. Okay, just as easy as that. We'll go back to here. Unsolved, easy strings. Let's see here. The next one was capitalize. which, oh, looks like this is already done for us. So we take the string, which is Chris Allen. It splits the string into a list of words, and then for every word in the list of words, we're going to call the capitalize function on the word to make the first letter capitalized. So this is going to be a list of now capitalized words, and then we're going to join that list into a single string, and between each item or each word in the list, we're going to add an empty space, which is just simply going to print out a single string that looks like that. So that is run. Submit this. Okay, and then what was the third one? Oh, the third one was the find. So let's go back to string here. Find a string. Yeah, so we'll just delete that. That's basically what we want. So this is the string that we're going to be searching through, and this is the string that we're searching for. So in this case, the answer is 2 because the first CDC is right here, and the second CDC is here. This one is a little bit tricky because this C is shared in this substring and that substring. So you have to do it in a certain way or else it'll not count it. So what I'm going to do is we'll have a variable for counting, counter, and then we need to, let's see here, this is the string, so we're going to loop through the string. So for I in range 1 to the length of the string, this is going to be every letter in the string. We're going to if substring, not sum, substring in string. So this is going to, if the substring is in the string, starting from this position, so starting from 1, we're going to check if this substring is inside of this. We could use find equals string dot find substring. This is going to return the index of where the substring starts. Then string equals string find plus 1 to the end. So for example, this is the string which goes from 1 to the length, so that's this highlighted area here. The CDC is the substring. It did find it right here. So find is going to be the index of where this first C is. And then we're going to start in that position, which is find, and we're going to add the rest of it, which is starting from 1 to the end. So when you have a 1 and a colon, what you mean is make a substring that starts at index 1, and then because the second value is empty, it just means that it goes right to the end. So it's just going to do the whole thing. So this is the string, and then counter plus equals 1. And then we can just, I think we should be able to just return counter. I believe. Oh, let's see here. I spelled it wrong. Subs. Oh, and also, this just replaces the string, so every loop, the actual string is going to be smaller because it basically overwrites whatever this is. Okay, so that we have 2, and all of these are good as well. So that's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more coding challenges. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. See you next time on Kuya Code. Paalam.